is.
So you don't see God as a bearded chap up in the sky telling us to be good, and if we don't, we'll go to hell, and if we are, we'll come to heaven.
I don't see God as a bearded chap, although I used to for many years. I was brought up in a Church of England family, went to Sunday school. My father's quite religious. He wasn't until he was about 26, I believe, maybe 28, and he went to a Billy Graham crusade and was converted with my mum. My mum did the usual thing, which is after about 6 months started to, wean off it a little bit. My father never did, and is incredibly religious and goes to church every week, and in fact has done almost sort of missionary work after he retired as an accountant. So I was brought up with a very strict Protestant view of what God is and our place next to God. And that consisted of some deity, a guy with a beard, telling us what to do, marking us on our behaviour, and hopefully granting us entrance into heaven. I think around about 14 or 15 was when I started to kind of, and I by the way, I fully bought it. I would say I was a born-again Christian. And I remember at the time, in fact, someone saying to me, most of you who are here at church, by the time you're 21, 22, will fall away from this. And it's a sad fact, but very few will stay on that narrow path. And I remember thinking, there's no way I'll be one of those. There's no way. I'm not going to fall away. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be one of those. And I have. But funnily enough, I probably feel like the path to discovering why we're here, who we are, what it's all about, is truly a narrow path. I don't think many people follow it. But around 14 or 15 was when I thought my father's idea and this church's idea of what God is just doesn't make sense. How can only 5% of the world be admitted into heaven under these laws? Why is it that they're largely wealthy white people are the only people sort of heading there? Why aren't the Buddhists going? That's what started me to question. That's where the questions. This just doesn't make logical sense to me. Why? There's too many questions unanswered, and every time you put forward, when I was 15, say, or 16, every time I put forward the question, it would either come back to me as, well, the Bible says, or have faith. You just have to have faith.